Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Happy to be with you today, as usual, on Monday weekly forecast on the 5ers Trading Room. I don't know if you guys checked, but we're going to change a little bit the concept. Today, I'm going to talk about something very specific. Of course, those are the news that will happen the following week. So all the highs actually on the markets are let's say on the interest rate release on Wednesday by the FOMC. So we're going to discuss how it can affect the market, especially US indices, but of course the dollar currency. I want to talk also about crypto, which I think there might be some opportunity, and we should put our eyes also on crypto. It's been like 3 weeks, almost a month, that the market is sideways, specifically for the Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm going to be an interesting session. Let's wait a few more minutes before we move into real discussion and talk about some specific things on the market. Hi Thomas, hi Grim, hello guys, happy to see you here. And let's wait a few more minutes. I believe that the setup is fine, the sound is good. So of course, if you have any feedback, guys, let me know in the chat. I believe that everything is okay, but again, we never know. So everything should be okay. Hello Aziz, hi. Yeah, we're also going to talk about the Swiss franc, which I believe there is a monthly opportunity here. Probably Saul already talked about it, but I will go in again and I will explain what I believe and what can expect on the Swiss. Yeah, but probably a big opportunity there. So we're gonna move into the chart very soon. Hi Arabella, hi Thomas, hi Dina. Everything perfect. So thank you for the feedback. Of course, I repeat, this type of session or open, let's say open conversation. I invite you guys to ask any questions you may have. It can be related to markets, it can be related to the 5ers, can be related to trade the pool, can be related to what we do here in general. Of course, if you have something more specific about the markets or about risk management strategy or whatever it is, guys, be open and ask on the chat. I will be happy to answer. So before we move into specific question, I just want to talk about yeah, let's start with the Swiss franc, which I believe it's one of let's say the best opportunity we can find for the next months or even for the next year actually. So let's move into the chart here. Okay, maybe not the dollar Swiss, but let's say the euro Swiss can be one of a kind. I think it might be even better to go with the euro Swiss. I will explain why. Actually, if we look at the euro currency, if you look at the euro dollar, for example, if you put it on the weekly or monthly chart, the euro is getting stronger. Maybe because the dollar is like weakening a little bit, but in any case, the euro is getting stronger. What we have seen in the euro Swiss is that the Swiss is very strong here, and the euro is actually not succeed to make a bounce from here. So basically, when I see this type of chart, looking at the monthly chart, and I see at least no retracement if you go back to the last 10 years. Okay, so if we look here, there are probably an intervention of the bank. So those are a black swan event. We are coming back to the level here, and there is at least no retracement for the euro. So again, I will not enter into economical environment regarding the Swiss, but technically speaking, we're gonna have a very nice opportunity. Of course, you need to be very patient when you see this type of chart. Of course, you can tell, yeah, you can tell or it's possible here to expect any retracement or any movement up when we see this type of downtrend line. Of course, I repeat, I'm looking only for monthly chart, weekly chart. This is like few years of investment. The fact is that I believe the Forex market, and this is the type I'm telling a lot of time, we don't need to look at the chart, but for me, the Forex market is a cycle market. So basically, the Swiss and the Euro are probably not like the Lira Turkish or some currency that have some issues, globally speaking. The Euro and the Swiss are two main currencies today. And of course, at some point, we can expect the market to be as a cycle and to behave as a cycle. So when we see a big drop like this on the Euro Swiss, we can expect at some point the market to move back to a normal situation. It's like the ruble. So if you remember what happened in Russia between the war between Russia and Ukraine, the ruble was very difficult to trade. It can go like one side very brutally. Here, the Euro Swiss is different. I believe it's still a cycle. Of course, this is the monthly chart. So for people like, I don't know, I believe that most of you guys are day traders or scalpers. But here on the Euro Swiss, in my case, I would be looking for long-term opportunity. I would be selling some Swiss franc and will be buying euro for specifically this type of chart. So let's move back. Of course, if some of you guys understand options, I believe that here the best strategy would be to open some options strategy. But the main mindset here for me would be to be long on the Euro Swiss in the long term. Okay, we talk about the Euro Swiss. Let's talk about the S&P and the news. Enrique is asking what you say of the views. I believe it's the news. I think we understand. We have very important news this week. We have the FOMC released statement on Wednesday talking about interest rate. We are actually the market. Let's say the forecast is to hike the interest rate of 0.25. Is the market on the S&P priced or not? For me, I think this is doesn't matter because I highly believe that we like put a hex on the recession. We are not talking anymore about recession. Inflation is getting down drastically. They still want to probably increase interest rate to be sure of the move and all the monetary policy that they implement in US in order to stabilize all the environment, economically speaking. On the daily, what we saw already for few months is a strong uptrend. Again, I repeat from last week, but it was mainly driven by the AI implementation into, let's say, can I move that? It was most likely because of the AI implementation into companies, which increase efficiency, which increase profitability. So investors put their confidence again back in the market. We see that inflation get down. We had some good statement also for some good earnings for companies. So this put the market up. This week, again, looking at this type of chart, even my bias is to expect the market to touch the top and by the end of the year. It's very difficult to belong here. Why? Because we almost have a very nice impulse. And at some point, you get some retracement. You see, like here, we got an impulse, and then the market retrace. Every time the market behave like this, we have some retracement. And I believe that no matter what is the news and what is let's say the news we have on Wednesday, it can be maybe we're gonna have some surprise. Maybe like the interest rate will not change. Maybe we're going to cut interest rate. In any case, I don't think it's gonna be a lot of surprise in the market. The thing I see is, technically speaking, we can expect a short rejection after the big impulse that we had a few months already. I can expect here on, let's say, looking at my indicators and looking how we are according to the mean, we can look at let's say rejection here. Yeah, I think we have nice situation. It's already the top here. It's not the all-time high, but we are touching a very nice zone. Stochastics is above 80. We are approaching the end of the momentum. You see all the price is behaving at the top of the standard deviation. So looking at this setup, I will not make any buy. Looking at the weekly or daily chart, I will be only looking for some retracements and coming back to the mean probably here. You see the mean is here on the, this is the mean. So looking at the H4, we can clearly see like the time when the market retraced, like here, and then we made another impulse, and then the market get down again, and then here we are at this no retracement. So I'm not sure the market we're going to move very very drastically until Wednesday, but the next move I can expect is getting a little bit lower. Of course, it's not going to change the trend that is created. I'm not expecting the market to drop like 5% or 10% after this news. I'm still believing in touching the all-time high by the end of the year. Here, it's only a short-term rejection after the liquidity we're going to have after the FOMC and the release of the news. So this is my my mindset I have for the US indices this week. It's work for the S&P, it's work for the Nasdaq, for the Dow Jones as well. It's quite all the same asset instruments. So this is what I think on the US indices. We have an interesting question here from I'm Insane. Hello, Ruben. Any plans of getting crypto to the platform? This is very nice questions. Maybe you read on my mind, but we are actually analyzing crypto. I'm specifically myself putting my head a lot in crypto recently. I think this is first of all, this is a new asset that already a lot of institution and investor put their mind into it. I'm actually using cryptocurrency for diversifying my portfolio in general, not about day trading. But I think crypto today have a big impact into the overall global market. And yeah, I can say that we are looking to add very soon crypto into our platform. Of course, it's not going to be, let's say, the very small coin, because it's very volatile and it's very difficult to manage in terms of risk. But yeah, we want to add this, and we want to offer this to our traders. We have some traders already that requested to trade crypto. Let's say the most common one, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. So yeah, I can say that we are actually working on it, analyzing how it behave and what we can offer to be trading on our platform. So yeah, this is a good question, and I repeat, we are looking to offer crypto very soon on the 5ers. All right. Okay, let's look at the euro dollar, because I believe it's also very interesting. The pound dollar was also quite the same. We had last week a breakout of let's say the 1.10 area. Then the markets, probably here was, I don't like, first of all, to trade breakout myself, but here, looking at this and looking at how the price behave on the H4, looking at this type of sideways reaction. Of course, stochastics was above 80 and Bollinger Bands was at the top. The market retrace, and we are this week going to touch the breakout zone, which is, for me, I think, a nice zone to react after the drop here. So basically here, I believe we're going to have some investor looking to reinforce their positions on the euro dollar. We can also see in the daily chart that the mean is converging into this zone, which is the first nice indication. On the H4 chart, we are already losing a momentum on the downside, which is also a nice indication. And yeah, and the last thing is that we have probably a demand here. Yeah, so what I can expect again in the euro dollar is having again a pullback on the top side, maybe making a new high after we touch this zone. We need to be careful on that. I'm gonna have some alerts specifically myself here. It's not already the place to go because yeah, the market. This was probably during the news for the pound. I think there was an important news today. So here we can expect some lower movement. Again, I would be looking for the demand to be touched here before I make any decision. Yeah, but basically this is quite nice what I see on the daily chart. We can see also on the H4 this huge trading range. We're breaking out and we are looking for a retest specifically to this zone. Which is also the demand, not so far from the demand here. So I would be looking for the euro in the 1.10. It's also a nice psychological level on the euro dollar. So let's wait for this on that week. Again, it's not the right place to start building your position on the upside. But I will wait a few more time and then we're gonna open it. All right, guys. If you have any questions on the chat, let me know. Very open-minded. It's an open discussion. I think we reviewed some nice assets already. We talked about US indices, CHF opportunity, cryptocurrency. I didn't talk yet about what I think in the crypto. I think I'm gonna put the chart in the very next minutes. Arabella is asking about the pound yen. So let's move into the chart on the pound yen. And try to find what's happening. Yeah, first of all, looking at the weekly chart for me, this is clearly a sell situation. We are at the top of Bollinger Bands. We are a little bit far from the average. Stochastics is above 80, starting to cross. And if we look at at all the time this type of channel starting to be wider actually here. The only thing I see is to start let's say selling the market. The fact here is on the H4 it's a clear uptrend. Depends if you are waiting for some confirmation or no, but basically on the weekly, also on the daily a little bit, I'm probably looking for the market to go back down maybe to the mean. The mean here for me on the weekly chart would be like the purple line, which is close to the average. This is what I think specifically on the pound yen. Looking at the smaller time frame, I had some divergence on my mind. The market is pushing up drastically and then coming back down. This is quite difficult here to take any decision. That's why I'm still comfortable by looking at the weekly chart and also the daily. It looks like the market is holding this big zone on the H1. We had many times touching the 182 level, and many times we get rejected. The market already rejected this today many times. So again, the bias is to open some sell position here. Maybe here it's not the best spot because the market already went down. Yeah, 0.7%. So it's not the main accurate. It's not, let's say, the accurate spot to open a sell position, as I would do this at the top here, like maybe last week or today, just after the news, to position myself. Of course, you can find some buying opportunities on the lower time frame. Actually, our BLI is long on the H1 time frame, which can be okay. Stochastic starting to close below 20. We are the bottom of Bollinger Bands. You're probably looking at this demand here. This is not the extreme demand. If we look at the H1 chart, we have this big zone, like fluctuating between the lowest point and the highest point. And we are especially at the average. Okay, you see that market goes down, goes up, goes down, and the purple line is basically the average looking at 24 days back. So looking at the H1 here, again, it's not an A+ signal for me. Of course, it's everyone have a different mindset. I'm not giving you any advice. I'm just like thinking loud to say, okay, what I can do here is maybe wait on the H1. I would prefer, like, for me, the best signal for me is to open a sell when the market goes up to that spot, or having a buy when the market goes down to that spot. This would be like the main decision I would take here, because we are the average. Generally, I'm not taking any decision. Maybe at the M5 or M15, we can look something for that. Like for, we are the demand here. The market just went down. We can expect, I don't know, 50 pips we trace, and then we close the spot. But again, not A+ signal, as we are at the average looking at the H4, at the H1 chart. So yeah, this is for the pound yen. Yeah, what about gold? Again, we got a retracement on gold again. This zone is quite a very strong zone. We just got a retracement here. Yeah, so here the goal is creating quite clearly a downtrend. We see all the time that the lower is getting broke. So we had a support, we break, make a retest, we break again, makes some retest, and then we break. So we can expect here a lower low. This is what I would expect specifically on gold, maybe touching the next zone on the downside. Again, here, not the best accurate spot to enter. We are quite at the middle. If we look at the M15-minute chart, we are specifically on the middle of the sideways range. Again, the average would be here for the last days. So yeah, looking at the H1 chart, it's not the main accurate spot to enter. Yeah, so however, is we're just going back on the pound yen, but basically, you already open a sell position. Okay, so you basically open already a sell position, you close, and then you try to wait for a short retracement, which is nice. If you let's say you got here the spot to make a sell position, I think this was quite of a nice of a sweet spot to go in the pound yen. So good job for that. See, I want to put the, looking at the crypto chart. I will put trading view in a minute. Okay. Yeah, let me put the chart of Bitcoin. We're going to analyze Bitcoin, which I believe there is also, it was very interesting last week. I think a lot of people probably get wiped by the ups and down movement that we had. Today we just break, let's say, the lowest point that was set for almost a month. From 21st of June, market didn't drop below the 29,500 level. So let me put this here. Yeah, okay. Economic window. Yeah, okay. I think we are good to go. Yeah, okay. Bitcoin daily chart. Yeah, before we go to daily chart, I want to share with you my mindset I have for the weekly and monthly. I'm basically not trading Bitcoin on a daily basis. This is for me like a big no at this time. I prefer like to, it's for me like a holding portfolio and holding to something I believe, and not and basically trading crypto using leverage on a daily. It's very complicated. I know that some traders are requesting it, and maybe they have some experience on that. But yeah, myself, I don't have the time to put my head 100% in trading crypto on daily. We also like doing daily analysis on crypto and say, okay, what we can expect. But basically, let's look at the at higher time frame and try to understand what we can have. I don't know if you have the same mindset, but I will dig lower into my big time frame analysis and try to give you an indication. Okay, beginning of 2023, the market, let's say, okay, we are the top of 70K in Bitcoin. Market dropped down. For some people that buy at the top, this is basically why I don't like to buy after a big uptrend, because you probably will stuck, and if the market turned against you, you probably stuck with buying one Bitcoin at 55K, 60K. It's not what we want to have as a trader. So again, the zone here was respected, which is very good news for crypto, which means after 70K, we move back to 15K, which is already, I don't know if you can imagine, but it's 70% drop from the top, which is a lot. Here, the market reacts, and we start creating, you see, we had multiple demand that created week after week. Okay, so we had here the first impulse that we succeed to move above the 20K. Then we had a retracement. Again, we create another demand. And again, here we had another impulse and we create another demand. So all the time, when crypto is starting to be bullish, in few days, the market can goes up 10% or 15%, which you can see the difference between when the market is bearish and when the market is starting to be bullish on the upside, which is actually giving some nice indication for me. I don't know. Sometimes when you look at the stock market, it's quite the opposite. Okay, it's basically quite the opposite. Generally we intend to see the stock markets all the time to move up, but when the market is getting down, it's getting down quite drastically. So it's quite the opposite how the market behave here. This is why, daily speaking, I don't understand already so far how we can trade daily using consistent strategy on Bitcoin. Again, this is my own. This is what I think myself. So here, this is the first situation we can see in Bitcoin. When the market pushed up, we can see like 10% or 15% in very few days. And then after, when the market start to like slowing down, it's starting to slow down a little bit lower, like we have seen here. Here it was a little bit more brutal, but again, so when the market is on a bullish situation, the market can push 10% quite quickly. Of course, here, if you go back to before we touch this zone, the market behaved in the opposite way. You see here, when the market was waiting down, it went down quite drastically. Okay, so this is why I believe that after we respect the 20K area, if I go back to the weekly chart, see if we can see a little bit better. But after we have touched this zone and we succeed to hold it, for me, this is bullish for the next few months and the next few years. Okay, so let's move back to the daily chart. What I like here also on daily chart is the structure of the Bitcoin is still holding. Maybe H4 chart. I don't know if yeah, we can see that on the H4 chart. Okay, I'll just get moved. Okay, this is basically what I see on the daily chart. Again, the average on the Bitcoin is on an uptrend. Of course, after the huge months that we had, the market did not go anywhere. I'm quite happy that today the market starting to break. You see, this is the 8-4 chart. We see that the market dropped down below after big try to move ahead, to move below. Today the market is successfully getting down, which will give some people the place to go in, or to take some profits, or to reinforce their positions. For me, of course, I would be waiting for the market to at least moving by to this crossing zone here, which we have a demand here. It's an uptrend, touching all the time the lowest point. So of course, I'm expected the market to at least get down to 27K, 28K, which would be positive for me, as it can, bring some traders on the direction. Of course, one of very big key zone already is the 25K, which I believe is also a very nice important zone. This is why I don't want to manage daily positions and weekly positions. Market can went down 5% or go up 5%. The leverage that you should take should be very minimal. So again, I'm only looking for investing in the long term in cryptocurrency, and this is what I see on the Bitcoin. So specifically here, after this movement up, I want to expect the market to get down, then to make a buy and to expect a higher leg. So this is what I would be waiting for the Bitcoin. Nuno is actually saying, I would be cautious about going long Bitcoin just because it's cheap at a discount. Look at Markini GPT. That was such discount that in 2005 got busted. I don't have like the reference of Marconi GPT, but of course I'm not telling to buy Bitcoin right now. I'm only giving you like my overview and what I think about cryptocurrency in general. All the news that we have in the past weeks and past months. We see that the SEC lost the case against the Ripple. I don't know if you guys checked what's happened for in the Ripple. They just lost the allegations. We have ETF on crypto starting to be open, which we could never think about it if you go back 2 years ago. Of course, there are some small coins, some small cryptocurrency coins that are most of them bullshit. And this is all you need to be careful. Bitcoin is still, it still has the biggest market cap in cryptocurrency asset. And for a lot of people on the third world countries are using cryptocurrency to have some financial transactions that today the institutional banks are not letting them having enough freedom to do some transactions. So again, I don't care actually what is the if it's a bubble or not a bubble. I'm just believing on the concept and what there is behind the Bitcoin, and we see a big shift into believing in cryptocurrency, specifically institutional funds. Like we see like BlackRock's open ETF, and we can see like many news that we can see in the next month. So this is what I think looking at crypto. Of course, all you invest and all you should managing your portfolio is something different. I'm not looking at all you would allocate and what you would do to all the portfolio, which is something different. But again, looking at the big time frame, talking in 3, 4, 5 years from now, crypto would be one of big assets that we cannot put it aside. This is what I think on crypto. Let's move back into let's move back into MT5. This was some discussion about cryptocurrency, which again, I'm not giving any financial advices. I'm thinking loud. Say, okay, maybe some of you guys are thinking completely the opposite, or some of you guys can have the same mindset as me. I don't know, but it's always good to share our let's say my specifically mindset on crypto and on any other markets. Yeah, I'm looking at the pound, which is again quite similar than the euro. So basically today there was a news in the pound when the market dropped down, closed the gap. So the news did not affect the overall situation that we have in the pound dollar. Again, looking at H4 chart, we are having a retest on a very important zone, stochastics below 20. The uptrend in general is on the uptrend. We are the average here, so it can give a spot to go on the upside. And we see that the momentum on the downside is also starting to be lower. Okay, so what I expect here is succeeding to make an higher high, to be on a long position. Again, the supply is here, which I don't want to hold it to the top. Even the market is still on the uptrend. I believe looking at the weekly chart, the pound dollar is already overextended looking at the weekly chart. So again, looking at the H4, I would be only looking for daily positions to close at the next supply. Okay, guys, any more questions on the chat? Nuno was asking about what is the Bitcoin spread. Again, we don't have Bitcoin yet on the 5ers. Like I said, we are analyzing the asset, and we are looking to add it very soon. There is no estimate time for it, but it's going to be in a matter of weeks. Okay, the spread we don't know yet, but it's going to be like, you know, most of you guys know our spreads, and you also knows our execution. We are directly connected into liquidity providers, and we are giving one of the best execution and spreads in the market. You can see that euro dollar, pound dollar, New Zealand dollar is almost close to zero. Yeah, the market just opened in US, so we have already some movement, and I can confirm that if we want to bring any crypto asset, we want to give the best condition to our traders, like we do all the time. This is important. And this is why we are also doing the analysis behind. We don't want to say, yeah, guys, trade crypto and we give very high spreads. We want to be comfortable by letting crypto trading by our traders. So that's basically how we think on the backstage. I've just joined. Have you mentioned gold yet? Yeah, I was looking at gold a few minutes before. But that basically, gold is constantly making a lower low. You see support, breakout, retest, then resistance, then retest, and so on. Again, here would be quite difficult to make a buy here because we can break. The opportunity was probably today to open some selling position here, but yeah, missed it for the one that just joined us. Yeah, this was during the yeah, actually it was during the London session. It was nice opportunity to trade on the London session, to open some sell position here for the day. All right, guys. I just want to finish by saying that on Monday we try to dig into the markets, providing some global analysis, looking at the overall like technically about. We try to look at the overall let's say overview, and if you can find some key zones for the week. So we are bringing this on board. Generally on Tuesday, so tomorrow, we are taking some live trades. Tomorrow Saul will do that. And yeah, I hope you can enjoy seeing him taking some live trades. I'm also generally not Monday because it's not the concept, but I'm looking also about taking some trade, which is more entertaining and more interesting to see how I manage the position, which is interesting. All right, guys. Yeah, what I can say, thank you for being with me until the end. I appreciate your time. Yeah, well, just a news here on the dollar, which is yeah. Let me put back this. Yeah, before we end, we just had a news here on live. This was something important. Yeah, PMI. PMI on the dollar, flash manufacturing better than the expected. Flash services worse than expected. Yeah, not a big change. Not a big change. I don't know it can affect actually the market. Why not? It's only bring some more liquidity. Yeah, the S&P just yeah, maybe an opportunity here. Again, I believe that the news we just have here is don't have a big impact, as the manufacturing PMI is better than expected and the service PMI is worse than expected. You can look at Forex Factory. This is the type of zone I like to go on the daily. Again, we are at the end quite of the trading room, but basically this is quite of a sweet zone I like to go. After a news, M5, looking at the market behave, looking the end of the momentum and opening on the opposite side. I hope on the next trading room I will be able to show how I can trade after news, but this is how my mindset works. Here again, I repeat, the news I don't think don't bring a lot of impact, which we are more likely going to respect the zone. Yeah, so good that I didn't finish a little bit earlier. Guys, thank you very much for being with me until the end. I appreciate your time. I invite you to join us again on the same channel tomorrow, same hour, trading room with Saul. He's gonna trade live the market, so I invite you to be there. And again, guys, I wish you a nice week and take care of you. Goodbye.